Yes, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, we are live. All right. Now let me get back to how I normally started, man. Ladies and gentlemen, what it do, man? I am your host, Young Bo Easy, and I would like to welcome you to the show. You are now tuned into Knicks and Dimes. We live, baby. We are live. And guess what? We are 3 and 0. Man, stop playing with us. Stop playing with us, man. Detroit Pistons, man, was the opponent today. All right, we got that dub 108 to 100. All right, man, I'm excited. You can probably tell. Um, but yeah, another victory. Before I get into all that stuff, man, I would just like to say thank you if you uh returning to the show. Thank you. Please share the content. If you're new to this show, please like, comment, subscribe, and share with your peoples. Share with all your peoples. I would truly, truly appreciate that. All right, now we're gonna get going with this victory that we got. Like I said, 108 to 100. Um, Tough game, wasn't as entertaining as the last one, but nonetheless, let's get into it. We're gonna cover some stuff. To start off, we had no Mitch, no Nerlens, no Kemba, and on their side, they had no Killian Hayes, no Cade Cunningham, who I'm sure a lot of people watching this game wanted to see. Um, and no Sadiq Bey also. So you didn't get the full identity of that squad, but nonetheless, they got blown out. They got blown out their last game, so they came with that energy that you would expect from an NBA team. At the end of the day, that's an NBA team. You can underestimate them, especially that pride that's within them when they get blown out. And yeah, but anyway, going into some of the stats, I'm gonna say RJ, man, 12, 76, plus 12 on the plus minus. Randall 29, 11 and 5, plus 19 on the plus minus. Taj Gibson, man, who listen, Randall might have had he might have been the leading scorer, but Taj Gibson probably is the star of the day. he just went nuts, man. But Taj Gibson, 21, 9 and 2 and 2 blocks, plus 10 on the plus minus. D Rose, 14, 2 and 5, plus 10 on the plus minus. And Alec Burks, man, being the veteran that he is, man, 12 points, 2 assists, 2 steals, plus 7 on the plus minus. So those are the most standout um, as far as the stats go, man. But I feel like it was a good game all around. But I'm gonna get more into the description. Uh, Sloppy first quarter, man. It seems like we came out lazy. We didn't have that energy, and it kind of showed. We only scored 20 points in that first quarter. Um, just that, not that energy you want to come out with at all, and that's not. I'm pretty sure that's something that Coach Tibbs is gonna highlight. Um, Going into whether it's film or going into the next practice or whatnot, because that was just it was really really ugly to see. You do not want to see that, and 20 points is not going to cut it against these good teams, these good playoff established teams. 20 points is not going to cut it. So that's something that we want to definitely progress on, and that's definitely parts of the film that I would highlight if I was the coach. Second quarter was much better. The energy was much more livelier. The defense came alive a little bit. We got 30 points in the quarter, 32 points to be exact, and the bench gave you some good minutes. Like I'm holding us to the standard of that 30-point first quarter, and if we could do, I want 30 points every quarter to be honest, but definitely start off with 30 plus points first quarter. And then second quarter, let's get into it. Let's just, because that's when the bench is coming in, they're getting comfortable. And then mostly we finish off with the starters again, and they got to get warmed back up. So in that uh, second quarter, I still wanted 30 points, but I can understand if you dip off, and then that's where the legs begin to kick in or whatnot. Um, but we got that. We flipped it like last game. Last game it was 30 plus in the first quarter. And in the second quarter, it was 20 plus points. We flipped it today. We got 20 flat, and then we got 32 points in the second quarter. but still good to see that energy came alive, especially with how we had to make up. So it's good that it flipped today. We had to make up for that horrible first quarter on our standards. We got to hold ourselves to that standard, I believe. But got to point out that we were 7 for 17 on the 3 point. As far as the 3 points on 17 attempts, uh, really really good. Still in that 40% range. I think that this is something you got to highlight now because this is something we want to be more active on. Like we want to definitely shoot the ball. We want to get better. And you know what I'm saying? 7 in the first half is not what we want, obviously. But if we're shooting a good percentage at the end of the day, and either got the lead or not down by much, it's not the worst thing. We're not gonna be able to shoot lights out every game. I mean, none of us was expecting 24 threes walking into this game again. At least I wasn't. But that's something that we can work towards. And once we get comfortable, we know we can have certain games where we're flamethrowing, like the last game. Um, Taj Gibbs, man, Mr. Fort Green Lean, man, showed out and shows why you want a veteran on your team. He saved us in his first quarter, and yeah, mainly the first quarter. It was just ugly. We had a lead, but then he always just came through with those timely buckets. He came through with the timely buckets and was at the right spots, and just whether it was face up or it's off the rebound, and you know little push shots, little hook shots. Like he was just doing what he had to do for us, man. And that first half wasn't going to look as good without Taj Gibson. I felt like he kept us in the game, although it wasn't like we was getting blown out or anything. But especially with the lackadaisical energy that we had, Taj Gibson was the one that kind of put us on his back and was like, you know what I'm saying, 35, and I can still do this, pretty much, man. So shout out to Taj Gibson, man. And like I said, those stats, man, 21 points is at 35. I know it's preseason, but still, he's showing something that I don't think he's shown any season that he's ever played. He's knocking threes down. He's the face-up jumper. He seems very, very comfortable at 35, and I've never seen him play like this in any of his years from rookie till now. And it's a good thing to see. I'm glad he's doing it for us. uh, man, Evan Fournier, man, I'm loving his effort on defense, but I'm not really seeing how they implement him in the system just yet. And that's what I'm curious to see. I want to see, and I feel like that's something that's gonna definitely with Tibbs. I'm not gonna assume that it's not something that's gonna get worked out. I feel like these things take time, especially when you're adding new players to the system. I'm just trying to see where they're implementing him at. I feel like it's just off these little curls, which whatever guard that's in the game is going to get those type of touches, and you can create for yourself. Or I'm running on whether it's a 3-on-1 type play, and then that's when you get me open for my shot. I'm not seeing real plays set up for Evan Fournier yet, but I feel like that's something that's going to come, and I'm loving his effort on defense. Like he's really really impressed me throughout this preseason. And I really really hope that once the season starts, that it's something that's going to keep going. So that I'm really really happy with what I'm seeing out there. I just want to see how they're going to implement him more into the offense, because him being one of our main shooters, that's somebody you definitely want to get more shots. He averaged 17. We know he's able to do this and can go out there and get you 20 and sometimes 30. So that's somebody that we got to definitely implement into the offense, so we give the defense more things to worry about when they're guarding us. Um, Games like this, you'll see how we miss Noel, Mitch, with people like Isaiah Stewart and Jamie Grant, these mobile bigs, you know, and they have guards that can penetrate into the paint, and then these mobile bigs that are cutting, and Kelly Olynyk. It's these are the times that you miss Mitch, and Nerlens because it's just, man, it's imperative for them to be in there, and especially with the length that both of them have, Mitch and Noel, to be able to, stop penetration and then also look out for their man at the same time. It's just so much things that we're missing and that we haven't got a glimpse of, and we haven't been able to see our full team. So hopefully it's something. We're hearing good news that Mitch could be playing the next preseason game and New Orleans will be ready for the season. So hopefully, if they're both healthy, that will just make everything that much better for us, man. So hey, it is what it is. um, and but all right, so yeah, we finished off that first half really nicely with the energy that we needed, and then second half that pretty much carried on. It was slow for like maybe a minute or two, but then after that, man, Julius Randle done woke up. Julius Randle woke up, 16 points in the third. It was just crazy, man. It was beautiful to see, man. He looked like mid-season Julius Randle. That was that energy that I was getting. He kept it going even till close to the buzzer. And and I like that they're still putting out that energy. It's preseason games, but they're still putting that energy in. We're still gonna go full speed, and we're still going 100 to try to get this bucket and try to win this game. Um, and I definitely like that. I like that energy, and I feel like that's the type of energy that we need, and it's gonna give us an advantage when everybody's just trying to get their legs in. We already got it, So I think that's definitely a positive uh, look for us. Uh, from my standpoint, man, it was we was down, not by double digits, so nothing too concerning, but it was like I think 8 points might have been the most at a certain point, and but from my standpoint, I just had that confidence that it was only a matter of time that we got this lead because this is a game that we're supposed to win. Some people would have thought probably we would have blown these guys out too, just like the last team did. Maybe we were supposed to, but that lackadaisical start just wasn't hitting. And it is what it is. But this is how you clean up a game. Um, and we did what we had to do. And I'm very, very happy about that. But got another third quarter in, man. Once that second half began, we got them 30-21 in the third quarter, which put us up 5 going into the fourth. Julius Randle, man, it was like I said, he was a big help. That 16 points in the third quarter, 16 out of 30 points that we scored. Great look. That that energy, I feel like that was something that they wanted to emphasize last year, if I'm not mistaken. Um, Coming out with that energy, instead of putting yourself in a hole, you're coming out with that energy that you're gonna strike first. So 30-21, great, and then to take the lead going into the fourth is something you definitely want, especially when you've been down for almost a quarter prior to that. Really, really good look. I feel like this is situations that we're going to see. Seeing that, especially when we're healthy, when we at full health, I feel like this is the type of situation that we're going to see. Um, Julius in situations where it's what can I say? He's gonna have quarters like this where he's just on fire, and he doesn't need to do that. He can play within the system for the whole game, and then once he starts feeling it, obviously he's going to get some shots in between there, but he doesn't have to be the person that the offense is emphasized around like last year. We can go just keep playing through the system and see who's getting the right shot until we get the right shot and see who's hot and just keep playing through these people. And if Julius is one of those people, as he continues to get those little buckets, we know a certain quarter is going to come about. He hasn't expended too much energy. He's just going to go in and just start knocking stuff down. And it's going to be multiple games, I'm predicting, where he's got 16 points a quarter and shoot, maybe 20 when he's, on his way to 40, because I feel like it's definitely going to be a 40-point game. He looks like he's definitely trying to come back off that most improved player award and show that this was not a fluke. This is not a fluke, and I second that. I don't think this is a fluke at all. Um, but fourth quarter, we did what we had to do. It was nothing too special there. You just saw a team that was finishing the game out. It was just as simple as that. We got the job done. We did what we had to do to get the job done. Uh, nice couple steals in there. Tough defense, man. Some decent offense. Is it going to cut it against some other teams? No, but then again, we weren't at full capacity. That's probably not the lineup that we would be finishing games with at full health. So it's not something I was too worried about. But still wanting to get that W with it being preseason, we're treating it like a regular season game. I love that. I love that type of energy. Uh, the way I'll end it off, man, is saying that I'm agree with Coach Tibbs. What I seen today, something that if you watch in interviews of the coach, he says that we're not a 48-minute team yet, and we proved that we're not today. Um, and I didn't think that we were even last game. It was just very, very, a team gets hot. That's pretty much what it is. Um, but we're not a 48-minute team yet, and we got to get there slowly. Right now, we're like a 25 to 30-minute team, and that's not going to cut it because that's like a quarter and a half where we still gotta put in the right type of work. Uh, that first quarter was just disgusting. We do not need something like that moving forward, especially against playoff teams who would have buried us and put us in a hole um, very, very early. Uh, but that's the reason you have situations like preseason, and you can learn from it. Watch film, go to practice, and all that stuff. Nonetheless, I'm just happy that we 3-0. We seeing good things. This was probably the least entertaining game, but at the same time, it's just not always about that entertaining factor. You want to see this team win games, and that's what we out here trying to do. I feel like we're gonna finish this undefeated. I mean, but that's nothing to really brag about. But I'm glad with how the team's moving personally. All right, so next we got uh, the Wizards again, home game. Beat them just last game, and we should be able to beat them this game. Uh, this was the first live stream post game, and man, whether you catching it right away or you catching it after the post is up, I'm glad you're able to watch, man. Thank you for being here. Continue to like, comment, subscribe. I will definitely be engaging with y'all as soon as y'all do those type of things, man. And I'll catch y'all on the next one, man.